Okay, back to the aliens.
And we're back.
I saw a thing today about, did you see, I don't know when it was, very little context that I have.
Good.
But Buzz
What?
Buzz Aldrin.
Buzz Aldrin, baby. I heard it. I heard he, did he like denounce or something?
Buzz Aldrin.
One of them days, baby.
Oh. Buzz Aldrin went to Antarctica.
Okay.
To explore.
Got it. He's an old guy.
He is. He actually went to our chapel once.
He did.
When we were children.
What an honor, by the way. We never comment on that.
Yeah.
Dude,
you saw Buzz Aldrin?
We meet and greeted Buzz Aldrin.
That is so stinking cool.
I know. Privilege.
He didn't punch you whenever you told me that he didn't go to the moon?
No, but that is the coolest video I've ever seen. Have you seen that?
No.
The dude's like, he's like, this guy went up to him and he's like, Buzz Aldrin just came out of like some press conference or something. And the guy's like, you're a liar. Like you never went to the moon. And he's like, in fact, you're a coward. And Buzz Aldrin, being an old man, just goes, whap,
dude.
Wow.
Punches the dude in the face.
I saw.
They're like,
now I'm convinced that we went to the moon.
I saw a TikTok edit where it was like there was like a tiny little rap beat behind it.
Yeah.
And he was like, "You're a coward. You're a fake. You're a phony." And then he punches it, and then it flips, and it's like, and it like shows him clips of like walking on the moon. I'm like, this is kind of cool.
Buzz Aldrin is the man.
USA.
But there's this theory out there that there is, in fact, a pyramid. Like would be the world's largest pyramid in Antarctica.
Like an old one.
Wow.
Yeah, and there's satellite images to where it's so equal on the four sides. Like
wow.
And so supposedly that's what Buzz Stop! Everyone stop! Stop! Now I'm gonna say the rest of the time.
Oh, I'm
Buzz
passed out.
Buzz Aldrin.
Yeah.
He went there to explore it, right? While he was there, he had a heart attack.
Died?
And he had to be airlifted out.
Oh.
And then this is the tweet on his way back to
my
the
gosh.
USA. This is what he said. He said, "We are all in danger. It is evil itself."
No.
That's legitimate?
No,
Yes.
that's AI.
What are you talking about?
That's it.
What do you mean that's AI? That's what he tweeted, Lil.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
I love that, like...
That's why I'm bringing it up.
I love that, like, the
Buzz
fact that...
Aldrin tweeted, "We are all in grave danger. It is evil itself."
I love the fact that, like, Lily could be, like, walking outside to the car, and then, like, you just see, like, a big dent in the truck, and you're like, what is this? What happened? And you're like,
It's
she's like, that's AI. That's AI.
He tweeted that.
That's so scary.
Yes.
When was that? Do you know? Like, do you know
No,
the year?
I don't
Okay.
know.
It gave
Because
him
I
a
did
heart
very
attack.
minimal
He was
Well, I'm
research.
just asking. But,
It could in fact be AI because of the lack of research I did.
but for now, it's fact. Do we know the history? I don't know the history of Antarctica. Like, was it always frozen over like that? Was
Very
it always
chilly. Very chilly.
Very, very cold.
I think I've seen some
Like a
stuff where
sweater.
they say there was, if you drill down far enough, you could see vegetation and all that, right?
Listen, guys, we have
We
talked
talked
about
about
this
it.
on the podcast.
I know, but like, what do scientists believe? Like, what's the actual?
They think that it's been frozen for a
That's what I'm saying. So, like, what's
yeah.
what do we believe?
But
And
they're just now discovering that it did in fact used to have vegetation on it.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
and
crazy.
There's all these theories of like them finding monuments and stuff, but it's like kind of at this point, who do you believe in anything?
Yeah.
But I mean the internet, because you can trust the internet because it's illegal to lie on the internet.
That's true, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
Kids, if you're listening to this, no, like I know your parents seem trustworthy.
But you can
but you
always,
can always
trust the internet because you can't lie on the internet.
That's illegal.
You'll go to jail forever.
Guys, if
that's why we
that
can't
were
lie on
true,
here.
if we were true, that were true, we would be in maximum security right now.
We're not lying. I'm
We're not lying.
I'm just saying
Yeah.
stuff that
that we think is real,
I've
and
seen that I don't know if it's real or not.
No, that's the bit. That's what people don't get when they comment. It's like, we're not researching. Do not use this as your factual
And that's our
podcast.
shtick.
yeah,
It's our shtick.
I explained this podcast.
This is what sets us apart. Is that it's like we're a bunch of friends sitting in a living room,
Yeah.
talking about what we saw at the end of the day.
Interesting
I
stuff.
explained this podcast to like people who've never seen it. I'm like, we were already having these like arguments and fake yelling and debates and all these conspiracy theories. We're already for so long, for many years, we're being explained in this podcast. I mean, this room, but now we just have cameras in front of us.
Yeah.
And so it's like, and we're just having fun, and you guys are having fun with us.
And now you get to call it work.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, fun.
Now we get
Imagine
paid.
all those conversations that we've had that we forgot about, or
Dude,
like
if
things
we,
that
if we
dude,
put them
I
on
know.
podcast,
oh man,
we'd be number one.
number
Shoe.
one, Joe Rogan be
Yeah.
shining our shoes.
Yeah.
There's still so many good stories. So
Yeah.
excited for the future. I'm going to take that explanation out because when I tell people about the podcast, I just say, it's nonsense.
Yeah.
It's nonsense.
No, it's just a bunch of friends goofing off,
Goofy
Goofy,
goofers.
goofy.
talking about
That's from
balls
SpongeBob.
Aldrin.
Balls Aldrin, baby.
I have one more thing, unless you guys have something.
No, I mean I've got plenty of stuff that I saved. I'm like, oh man, we could talk about this.
Let me
but-
hear one thing.
Okay, let me.
I want
look.
to hear one thing.
You
that
can,
you got.
go off yours first.
Okay, did you see that video of the double moon?
What?
Go.
The
Wait.
double moon.
Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna pause this. It's a TikTok, and we're not gonna play the audio because they use bad words.
Bad words.
But she filmed it in 3 different spots. And she's like, what is going on? And it looks like there's 2 moons. See that? Do you see it?
What time is this? At night.
At night. I don't know. But you see this?
That's crazy.
Weird.
This? Yeah.
That's
What's up
strange.
with that?
Yeah, because I've seen like we've seen the sun and the moon out at the same time, but you never see them that close to one another.
Let me say this too.
Flat Earth.
I thought flat Earth was gonna die off like so fast. It is picking up steam. In the comments and that, they're like, yeah, there's 2 moons.
Yeah, the
It's like,
firmament.
says who?
Yeah.
It's like it's like picking up, and like all these kids on. That's why TikTok is a little dangerous. That's why I need to like maybe take a little step back from all this alien stuff. But it's like people are so easily convinced of like the craziest stuff.
Yeah.
Like flat Earth.
But we eventually.
The Earth is not flat.
But the thing is, you're allowed to believe whatever you want as long as that you can believe it and then look into it.
Yeah,
research
it.
Don't
Like-
just be a person. You never want to be a person that just says, "This is the way I believe," and I'm going to move on. Because I did that. Like we learn things in high school, and we're like, "This is the truth." And then we go to college, and then you start, you get married, and you do all these things. You're like, maybe that isn't the truth. And you start questioning things. That's the point. But
What's the
There's some-
smart way to say that? Like listen to everything, trust nothing.
with a grain of rice.
Grain of rice, trust everything.
But what I think it's Aristotle or somebody, one of the philosophers, that says a life that gone not without self-evaluation is a life not worth living. And so you have to always have to self-examine. You always have to
Yeah.
look at your own beliefs and question them, confirm
Challenge
them.
everything.
Challenge everything.
quick
Never listen
question.
to your parents. No, I'm kidding.
Quick question for the two of you. How can you know that you know anything?
I can't.
I think, therefore, I am.
We can have a belief.
But
There's
this,
beliefs.
Listen, I have questioned this of like a lot of things, like even American history. It's like we live in America, so obviously we're probably going to be told the good things about America and not the bad things.
Yeah.
And my light bulb of just like, oh, that could be true was the fact that we had friends from England, and when I was talking to them about the Revolutionary War, they're like, well, yeah, we never learned about that.
Whoa.
And I'm like, what?
Yeah,
What?
that's nuts.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That was huge.
Yeah.
But
That's
even,
why we have our independence. That's why we have America.
You don't have to tell me about it. I've known about it forever.
you can think about England, though, and probably all of the wars and battles that they've had, and that one was the most significant for us because it's what created our country.
Yeah.
So that's probably why we learned about it. But they're probably like, well, we had a war every other weekend.
Yeah.
it's also like talking about an ex-girlfriend. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, we were in a relationship. It didn't work out.
well,
Yeah.
how little, because like I really thought growing up that we won like Vietnam War. And it's like, we actually did not.
Yeah.
No.
We just kind of like,
Nothing.
we're losing.
Yeah.
So we're like, yeah, we're out.
Good things
So we
came
didn't
out of it, but not
lose,
because
but,
of
like-
not because of like the actual war itself. But good things came out of it. Sure, negative things. There's consequences, but
More
nothing was accomplished.
Yeah.
Like nothing was. Yeah, and that's what
that's
I'm
what
learning.
stinks.
Except for a lot of PTSD.
A lot
Yeah.
of PTSD
Yeah, that's
and a
for
lot
sure.
of
Unfortunate.
lives lost.
Yeah,
which
unfortunate.
stinks, man.
Yeah.
I played paintball with a Vietnam vet a while ago, and he had a flashback in the middle of our game.
Jeez.
But instead of like causing him to, like have a detrimental episode, he yelled, "I'm back in Nam," and then
Oh.
ran at and like helped our team win. It like triggered like an alpha mentality in him. It was
my
the
goodness.
weirdest thing to witness.
Yikes.
That's the guy you need on your paintball team.
I think
But at
he's
what
on my
cost?
zombie apocalypse.
No, but you went into the question, how can you know that you know anything? You went back to like like historical facts, but I was asking like on a deeper level, how do you know that the immediate reality we're in is actually a true reality?
Because I can do this.
If
I
wasn't
know
in the
that's real.
Have you ever tripped out on that though? Like,
No,
how,
I have.
How
It
do
freaks,
you?
I try not to think about stuff that deep.
Like that's like I saw somebody
No.
somebody did a meme where it's like if you like what happened if you like you died at the end of your life and then suddenly you woke up and someone took off like VR goggles.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah, so-
how was it?
How was it?
You're like no.
Yeah, it's a Nietzsche nihilism. I always called myself like a Christian nihilist because it's like, how can you know that you know anything? You can't know. So to claim anything is to take a faith leap. So anyone who says they're faithless.
That's why we trust in Jesus, baby.
Yeah. I mean, everyone has faith in something, like anything, you know, like
You can't prove that 3 seconds ago, this entire universe and the reality we're in wasn't created with a previous history and knowledge implanted in our brains.
That's like someone saying that like there's no Holly, what is it? It's a truth. It is a finite truth. It's a
Empirical?
absolute truth. It's like there's no such thing as an absolute truth. I'm like the fact that you just said that means that that's an
That
absolute
you
truth.
believe
It's
in
like
it,
so like
yeah.
yeah, it's like,
absolutely
It's a
sure.
contradiction.
yeah. So
did you ever as a kid like lay on like a trampoline and you're staring up at the sky
And it felt like
you
a
ever
big dome.
and you like felt like what if I were to just like the
Yes.
gravity reverse and you like fell that
You're making
way?
me dizzy
No.
thinking about
And
it.
then like you like go into space and then like you're like what is space and then you like it's so big and then
Yeah.
I go Mom.
there's everyone not even as a kid, there's still times where I'm like I was like looking up at the sky last night and I was like, man, this is just it's just wacky that we think this is just normal.
Here's
It's so crazy.
here's my challenge. In between this podcast and next podcast, I want every one of us and even you guys to go outside at night and look at the stars for an hour
Let's do it. Can we go look on the roof? Let's go
Yeah.
lay on the roof. I've never
because
laid on
it
the
just
roof.
it brings you back, man.
Yeah,
It's like it. I feel like we get so caught up in our phones and like our daily lives, but look at how vast
Yeah.
everything is.
Oh yeah.
and
Just
how
look at
how
the
silly
moon,
how
dude.
silly our little problems are.
Yeah.
Aw.
We're getting so deep, but I can still do this.
Oh,
Hey.
and that's an absolute
And
truth.
That's an
baby.
absolute truth.